My name is Macy Thompson, and my project in business is going to be about unethical behavior and hiring practices. Um, Unethical behavior and hiring practices can take place in many forms, such as discrimination, nepotism, misrepresentation, exploitation, and lack of transparency. All of these methods can lead to an unsafe and unfair work environment, and it's important for organizations to have clear policies and guidelines in place to prevent these unethical behaviors and ensure a fair, transparent hiring practice. Um, Discrimination in the workplace can take place in many forms. They can discriminate based on race, gender, age, religion, national origin, or any other protected characteristics as unethical and illegal. Um, this discrimination can include making decisions based on a relevant factor, just like the race, gender, and age, rather than their qualifications and abilities. This violates the basic principle of fairness, which states that people should be judged based on their merits and not on factors beyond their control. They can perpetuate existing social inequalities by excluding certain groups of people from employment opportunities. Nepotism can take place in the workplace by giving unfair treatment to family members, friends, acquaintances in the hiring process, which that's also unethical and can lead to less qualified candidates being selected over the more deserving, able people. Nepotism can create a negative work environment by perception of unfairness and bias among employees who are not hired or promoted. This can lead to resentment, low morale, and decreased motivation among employees. And nepotism undermines the principle of mediocrity, which states that individuals should be hired or promoted based on their qualifications, skills, and performances rather than their personal relationships. Misrepresentation in the workplace is when you make false or misleading statements to job candidates about the job requirements, compensation, or other aspects of the job. And this can be unethical and may violate consumer protection laws. Misrepresentation, job requirements, or qualifications can harm an organization's reputation and brand by creating a perception that the organization is not transparent or trustworthy. This can lead to negative publicity and decreased public trust, which can lead to an overall bad look. And this can lead to legal consequences, such as lawsuits or fines, if candidates or employees are harmed as a result of the misrepresentation. There's a lot of exploitation in the workplace, especially among young employees. That people or businesses offer extremely low wages or poor working conditions to job candidates, especially those who are vulnerable or in need of employment, and this can be seen as exploitative and unethical. People can work for long hours, low wages, and there's going to be no benefits with poor working conditions, and that can negatively impact employees' physical and mental health. Exploitation can perpetuate existing social and economic inequalities by disproportionately affecting marginalized groups such as low-income workers, men, and people of color. A lack of transparency in the workplace is failing to provide clear and accurate information to job candidates about the hiring process, including the criteria for selection, and this can be seen as unethical and may undermine the trust of candidates of the hiring process. Lack of transparency can erode trust among employees who may feel that they are not being provided with accurate or complete information about the organization's operation or decision-making process. A lack of transparency can create a negative work environment by creating a perception of secrecy and mistrust among employees, which can bring tension to the workplace. And it can also harm an organization's reputation by creating the perception that the organization is not operating by integrity and ethical standards. Now that we listed all the unethical behaviors in the workplace, that's obviously a bad thing. We want to learn how to avoid those behaviors. So you can establish a code of ethics, provide ethics training, encourage open communication between owners of businesses, employees, managers, cooks, like things like that in a business. You can also establish accountability measures and lead by example. Leaders in the organization should lead by example and model ethical behavior. This can help reinforce the importance of ethical conduct throughout the organization. And we should regularly review and update policies and procedures. So yeah, that's all about the unethical behavior and how to avoid it.